Hello, everybody. My name is Jameson. Most of you probably don't know who I am. I'm going to continue this Let's Not Be Quiet About Fab trend that's got going on here. Many of you may know me in Discord via NeoZane or Facebook. I'm your friendly neighborhood internet backpack vendor. Um, I am 99% collector and 1% player, just because time is tight for me. But I've always enjoyed collecting. I was an avid Magic the Gathering collector. I always wanted the best versions, promos, high end, what have you. And I spent the money because that was the stuff that retained value. When Flesh and Blood came around, by far the art really caught me, the gameplay caught me, and the cold foiling. I really fell in love with that. I came in at the tail end of Monarch, right before Tails dropped, so I guess the prices were kind of coming down at that point. Monarch was still pretty expensive. I think it was close to $400 or something a box. I can't remember exactly, but I think I ended up buying it at like 180 into Monarch First Edition. Anyways, I want to just go through my collection real quick. I know most people are focused on Alpha and Arcane. I'm going to do a few different things because I think some of the newer sets are also pretty nice. And I know a lot of people that I've seen their videos are doing the 4-set binders. I like the 3. I think they just fit better, and I think they go on the shelf a lot nicer. Anyways, my Alpha collection is pretty much almost nearly 100% come from Fab Unsealed. All the Alpha rips that Mr. Sires does. He has pulled me my cold foil scab skin leathers, the cold foil bark bone strapping. Obviously, I'm still missing the heart. Sadly, I will hopefully one day get that. Most of the Majestics are non-foil. I have a little marker showing that I need the foil still. Same with the Blood Rush Bellow, just can't show both the tabs. But almost all the commons, I have all the commons and rares, missing a few of the foils. Haven't had to buy them individually as of yet. This is all from pulls. The only thing that I did not get from Mr. Sires is this tectonic plating. However, he did pull me, I'll flip to the back here, 2 Grails tunics. I got 2 cold foil tunics from Mr. Sires. The first one he pulled for me at Worlds. It did grade 9.5. And with that sale, I actually got another tunic raw and the tectonic plating. I went and sold the second tunic, and I believe the second tunic I just went for money. I had the Helm of Isen's Peak in there too. There is a couple foil Majestics like Showtime and Forge for War, the cheap stuff. Still missing the more expensive ones. Anyways, the second tunic I sold for money. Ended up buying yet another raw tunic. Hey, we're off the screen a little bit here. Cold foil Mask of Momentum. He pulled me. Actually, I think it was a back-to-back common cold foil, and I thought for sure that I was going to get nothing in the pack. And he pulled me the Mask of Momentum. So it was a double cold foil box. I got really lucky on that. Still, the M's coming with no rainbow foils, except I do have a Pounding Gal, I suppose, down here. Not one of the more valuable ones. The only legendary I'm missing is the Brave Forge Bracers, unfortunately, and the Refraction Bolters in foil, cold foil. But I'm very happy with this collection. Since I came in so late, I'm not Mr. Deep Pockets. I don't have the ability to go out and buy all this stuff, but I've acquired, Common Gauntlets, Hope Merchant's Hood, the Gauntlets, all cold foil from Mr. Sires breaks. I think that was the E-Strike is what I'm missing there for the Majestic slot. I do have the foil Snatch, which I know is pretty pricey. The foil Sigil. So all in all, Alpha, Mr. Chris Sires, shout out, thank you very much. Just real quick, I'm going to go through ARC upside down here. I love these Ultra Pro binders too. The suede binder is very nice. So for ARC is kind of the opposite. I actually have almost none of the cold foils, but I have a lot of the rainbow foil Majestics. Sorry about that glare. Can't really get it all on screen here. The high octane, the Teklo Core, made a big deal selling off Pokemon to get most of this collection in rainbow foil. So I'm pretty proud about that. Sadly, I need my Red and the Ledger rainbow foil, but I do have the 3 of a kind and the Knock the Death Whistle and the other Ranger stuff. At some point, I may end up buying some of the cheaper ones, but I'm still hoping to pull some more. ARC is probably my least actually opened because Fab Unsealed mostly does alpha. So I have been in all their ARC breaks as well, just not as lucky. But I did get all these super rares and Majestics from trades. So I'm not going to go through the whole binder. You guys get the idea. Each of my sets are actually in these Ultra Pro ones, but people don't showcase some of the newer sets, the ones that are maybe not as popular. And I keep opening my binders wrong. I think a set like Monarch is beautiful. Everything from Monarch on is complete except for maybe a select few, like I'm missing my Marvel Emperor, and I'm missing the Marvel Avaya, and I'm missing the Marvel Teclivest, and go figure, the more expensive cards. But my first edition Monarch set is complete. Everything is really nice. I'm not a big grader. I know everybody has been showing all their graded stuff. I don't really care for the bulk of the slabs. I'd rather just a nice binder that shows everything. And this, all my sets actually, I go for a non-foil foil version. The foil version goes on top, so this is what you see. And then the non-foil goes underneath. So each one of these has 2 cards in them, and they fit just fine in these binders, back to back. But each one of the extended arts are in here, and every one of the cold foils and foils. So just something kind of nice. I wanted to talk a little bit about the sealed in Flesh and Blood. Now everybody likes getting cheap boxes, and especially when the EV ends up in your favor more times than not, especially with the Majestics being very pricey, especially in the meta. But for me, got to collect those grails. I was able to acquire first edition Arcane Rising case relatively cheap. It was a little more expensive than maybe what you can get right now. I think I paid like $5,000 for this box, but I was very proud of this. Got this from the community. I'm still trying to get my alpha. I'm really hoping I can get in when the price is good now. 9, 10K would be nice to get that. And I unfortunately don't have a single crew first edition. However, everything from Monarch to heavy hitters and soon to be Mistveil, I will have 5 cases of each. I'm kind of banking on the fact that each of them is so cheap right now that they will only go up in the future, especially as more players and everybody gets in. So if you don't have some form of sealed product, even 1 case each, and you call yourself a collector, you better get on that. I do, just for nostalgic purposes, have a Alpha Blitz brick. I'm not really a big fan of the Blitz decks to save, but I felt like this one was worth it. This I'm actually quite proud of. This is the sealed Legend Story Studios welcome kit. Has everything in here. I do have one opened as well, so I can read the lore book. The lore book is phenomenal. I know that a couple other people have shown the book, so I'm not going to go into that. But I like to have sealed stuff, and I thought this was a great addition. They range from, I don't know, 1,100 to 1,500 depending on when you're buying the thing. But I'd probably collect more in the future if I had some extra disposable cash and I found it at a good price, but I think these are going to be valuable down the road. One other thing that people really haven't showcased is I know they do have a lot of promos in this game, but I feel like the promos in this game are not overly done. Arguably the Armory promos, but I think that's just because they're not all very useful. But as a collector, I have managed to collect every single LGS promo all the way back. So I have all the special ones, the weapons, the extended arts, the non-foil, the foil. Every single one of them is in here. I'm missing a few of the newest ones, but I mean, those are easy enough to acquire. But every single LGS Armory promo is in here and accounted for. I've actually had to acquire 2 of these binders because there's so many, and actually I'm going to be moving into a third one now just to um, keep it up. I'm actually doing that with each of the promo sets. Unfortunately, the heroes being what they are, I'm missing a lot, but I'm pretty proud of. I got a really good trade deal for Rhinar Reckless Rampage in cold foil. My girl Azalea here, who is this is actually who I started the game with. It is who I'm on currently. I'm glad she's finally got some tools, but this is the Cold Foil Arc promo. I actually have 2 of these, so I'm pretty proud of that. One of them is trade fodder, but the high-end stuff sometimes doesn't go very fast. But basically, each one of these slots would indicate a hero that I don't have. I am acquiring them slowly. Unfortunately, I cannot go to events and win these things, or even use the prize wall. But I'm pretty proud of collecting all the cold foil and rainbow foil heroes. As the newer cards come out, I actually have a lot more of them. It's the older, more expensive ones that I'm missing. But this is one of the highlights. And actually, this one I'm going to be kind of going ham on, trying to acquire as many as I can soon here. I've been buying up collections, and right now I've been spending a lot of money on Miss Vale, so this has been put on hold, but it's going to get there. I have another one for the Fab promos and the Judge promos. I will just briefly touch on these since I don't have very many of them, and they're much more expensive. The Fab ones, I've chosen to ignore the gold foil cards because honestly, because I don't play, I'm never going to win them. I'm never going to have them, or at least not enough of them to warrant a binder. And if that changes in the future, I can always reorder. But these are the Fab ones. These seem to be the some of the more pricey ones other than the cold foil heroes and stuff. So I've been managed to acquire a lot of these over the course of time. And since I've only been doing this since Tals, which is what, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job trying to keep my spend budget down to a minimum. So I've basically been hustling and buying collections and reselling them to acquire cards for free. So my goal in this game is to collect as much as I can and play this game for as free as I can. Not really making profit in my pocket per se, but collecting all these cards, the sigils, the peace of minds, the anything that can come sealed, by the way. I don't know if you can tell, but the hummingbird is still sealed. So anything that I can get sealed, I keep sealed. I feel like that just holds the value. I got both the sigils. So very nice. And just a few of the Judge stuff. I'm missing most of the cold foils, but it was kind of nice to acquire some of these. Obviously, I am not a judge, or informationally, I'm not a judge, but I've managed to acquire some of these anyways over the course of time. So I'm looking forward to filling up those binders. My journey for Flesh and Blood actually started through a friend of mine who actually never really played the game. I'm pretty sure he never played a single game, to be honest with you. He was on vacation, went to a card store, saw Flesh and Blood, and he just fucking went ham. I don't know what possessed him, But he right at the I think it was Tails actually. He started at Tails, and he bought box after box after box. He bought all the cold foils. I think he almost completed the set of Tails, but he never ended up playing the game. And because of that, he eventually gave up after. I don't think he even made it to Everfest. But he got myself and another friend in, and we took the reins, and him and I have continued on playing the game. I'm much more the collector than he is, but the collector life, completing things, having a lot of nice things. All these cards are near mint. Maybe you can arguably say, they might be 8.5s if you were to grade them at the worst. I tried to get the best versions of the cards. No print lines, no print dots, no corner dings, edging. So that's my collection. I think Flesh and Blood is going to be around a long time. I think anybody who thinks that this game is not is wrong. And I am willing to put thousands and thousands of dollars. Mr. Sires, I don't know if you've ever calculated how much money I've spent through you alone, but it's substantial. But I feel like I'm getting the value out of the game long term. I'm going to have everything that I need. I hope you guys enjoyed the video and enjoyed the quick view of the collection. I wish I could show you all the binders because I have every single set in the binder, foil, non-foil, like you saw it. But just not enough time, and I don't think you guys want to go through every single one. But the marvels in this game are just beautiful. Even the ones that maybe are a little bit harder. For example, the Codex of Frailties and stuff like that maybe were harder to read, but the art in this game is just bar none. And hey, shit, with Mistveil, they're even getting a little more risque. Who doesn't like that? Anyways, have a good night, everybody. Check out TCG Rips. I do box openings of each of the sets, so you can kind of get a little bit of information on the pull rates versus Belgium versus Japanese. I am Belgium all the way. And have a good night.